Hey everybody, what's up? It's Clay, and today I'm going to be ranking all 34 of the WWE Royal Rumble matches. Now, I wanted to do this video today because the 2021 Royal Rumble pay-per-view will be on Sunday, and I just kind of wanted to go through and rank all the Royal Rumble matches that they've had. I won't be doing the whole pay-per-view. I'm just focusing on the match, the Royal Rumble match itself, and I'm not counting the women's Royal Rumble matches. I'm just doing the men's Royal Rumble matches because those only started in 2018 and they haven't really been that bad, the women's ones. So because there's only 3 of them, I'm not going to rank those or count them in this list. So this is the 34 men's Royal Rumble matches, and I'm going to start with my least favorite and go down to my favorite, and basically try and talk about or explain, if I can, some reasons as to why I didn't like each Royal Rumble or why I did like certain ones. And so basically, I've rewatched all the Royal Rumbles. I have them all on DVD, and I've watched them all several times. So I have a good idea of which ones are kind of bad and which ones are good. But the way I base this is on how I found it. So if I liked the Royal Rumble based on the people that were in it or the people that won, then that's why I put it at a certain spot on this list. And if I didn't like who won, or if they did it just for show basically, or just as like a storyline to set something up, then I kind of ranked it lower. But for the most part, I think, or at least in my opinion, these Royal Rumbles should be where they are on this list. And no, they don't all go like in order. Like you figure they would get better as the years go on. That's not entirely true. So let's get right into this. Number 34 I have is the 1999 Royal Rumble match. It was won by Vince McMahon, and he entered number 1, and he entered number 2, won the Royal Rumble match, and he eliminated one person the entire match. That was Stone Cold. There was a lot of standing around in this match where like there was one person in the ring. Somebody would come out, they'd eliminate them, so they'd just be standing in the ring for 5 minutes, waiting for, or a minute and a half, I guess. But it felt like 5 minutes. And they would just stand there, and it happened so numerously throughout this match, and it was just really boring. I mean, I would fast forward through parts of the Royal Rumble match because I knew what was going on, and then it would keep focusing on Stone Cold and Vince McMahon backstage because they both left the ring and were fighting all around the arena. So then it would jump to that, and we'd miss what was going on in the ring, and then people would get eliminated, and it was just all over the place. It was boring, and it was just, I didn't like this one at all. That's why it's my least favorite. I think out of all the Royal Rumbles, this one has the most like just standing around in the match itself. The people in it weren't bad, because I'm pretty sure it was like the Royal Rumble debut of Edge. They had, the Road Dogg was in it, and all these other people, and Stone Cold and Vince. But I didn't really care, and I rewatched it, maybe if I had seen it back in 99, because I was born in 97, so I would have only been 2, so I obviously didn't watch it, but if I had actually, been into wrestling back then, maybe I would have liked it more, but it was just boring for me. It was a lot of standing around, and I didn't like it. The next, number 33, is the 2018 Royal Rumble match. I didn't like this one. For one thing, it was kind of boring because it was kind of like the 99 one. There was a little bit of standing around, and they just, they didn't, the announcers and the commentators and stuff didn't like build up all the moves, and there weren't really any surprises in this match. And on top of that, Shinsuke Nakamura won. And for those of you that have watched us talk about wrestling on this channel, you know that I don't like Shinsuke Nakamura. Nothing personal. It's just I just don't think that he's a good superstar. That's just my opinion. And I really wanted somebody else to win the Rumble match, but they had it so that he could fight AJ for the WWE title. And then it came down to him and Roman in the match, which would have really sucked if Roman had won. But they had Shinsuke win, and then Roman won the Elimination Chamber to go on and face for the Universal Championship. And so I just, for that reason, I didn't like it. At number 32, I have the 2019 Royal Rumble, won by Seth Rollins. It was just boring. I mean, it was, there weren't a lot of surprises in the match. I like the surprises. I like seeing the superstars that come out and return, and they told us a lot of the people that were going to be in this match, and so it was just kind of and then they just used it for storylines to set stuff up, and it was just kind of bland in my opinion. Number 31 is the 2017 Royal Rumble. 3 back-to-back that I really didn't care about. And that's unfortunate because I do love the Royal Rumble match. For one thing, Randy Orton won it again. 2, they used it to set up Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt for the WWE title at WrestleMania. And at the point, Randy Orton was kind of with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper as part of the new Wyatt family. And they didn't really have Bray in the title picture yet. Nobody thought Bray would win the title. Everybody just thought Randy would fight for the title, and then him and Bray could fight later on down the line. But they actually had Bray win the title at Elimination Chamber, and I believe that was that year. And so Orton ended up fighting Bray, which they set up at the Rumble. It was Orton's second win, which was kind of why I don't like it. I like to see new people win the Rumble. And they just had a lot of random entrants in the thing. Jack Gallagher was in it. Enzo Amore, I believe, I think it was that one that him and Big Cass were in. Mojo Rawley was in it. Kalisto was in it. Just random entrances that really didn't matter, and they threw them in the ring. I mean, you get that in any Royal Rumble match, but this one, it's when you bring back a legend, that's different. But when you put in these people that for no reason are in the Royal Rumble match, it's just kind of bland, and no one cares because they're not going to win. So what's the point? Why waste the 3 spots? Number 30 on this list is the 2015 Royal Rumble match. I put it at number 30 for the main reason that Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble match. It wasn't a bad match overall. I just can't stand Roman Reigns, and the fact that they actually let him win a Royal Rumble, I didn't like it. I was gonna put it last, but these ones were worse, so we'll just leave it at that. Number 29 is the 2020 Royal Rumble, which was last year's. It's at number 29 because, again, there was a lot of standing around because Brock Lesnar entered number 1 as the WWE Champion and eliminated everybody that came out, right away. So he was just standing there waiting for somebody else to come out. He got 13 eliminations, which tied him for the highest with Braun Strowman from the Greatest Royal Rumble. And like I said previously with the 99 Royal Rumble, I don't like Royal Rumbles where people are standing around. The whole point of a Royal Rumble match is so that there's always action going on. There's always something happening. And we didn't get that with Brock Lesnar in the 2020 Royal Rumble. We had him holding up the title and eliminating people within seconds of their elimination. So it was really pointless. and I didn't enjoy that one at all. It was really boring for me to watch. Next, number 28 is the 2000 Royal Rumble. Um, it was won by The Rock, which was okay. It's just overall, I don't think um, the people in it were necessarily good. Like I didn't mind the entrances and I didn't mind the match itself. It's just there was a lot of random people in it that were just in there to be eliminated by bigger stars, which I mean you get in every Rumble anyways. But I really just it was slow in my opinion. There was a lot of just kind of it wasn't standing around and talking like the other ones, but it just for me it wasn't as exciting. It was in Madison Square Garden, so you figure they would have hyped it up, but the commentators during the match just they weren't really and they were talking about other stuff. They weren't even talking about the Rumble match itself, so it was just kind of pointless in my opinion. Number 27 is the 2013 Royal Rumble, won by John Cena for the second time, which is why it's here, actually. I don't mind John Cena. I just, like I said before, I don't like ones where people win multiple Rumbles. I like to see new people win stuff, throughout the company, even championships. Somebody wins a title numerous times, and it's like, why do you not have somebody else that you can make win the thing? So, overall, I mean, the people in it weren't bad because it was the debut Rumble match of a lot of people. Cesaro was United States champion at that point. Ryback was runner-up in the match. Sin Cara was in it, which I love Sin Cara. So it wasn't overall bad. It's just that whole premise of somebody else winning another Royal Rumble match is why I put it where it is. Number 26 is the 1991 Royal Rumble match. The reason I put it here is it was kind of slow. I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It was every 2 minutes that somebody would come out back then instead of having it every 90 seconds like it normally is. And it was like the longest 2 minutes ever. And they used it good to build up a lot of newer stars, but it was just really slow. So I didn't mind it, but I didn't hate it as much as the other ones. I didn't like it as much as the ones coming up. So that's why it's where it is. Number 25 is the 1998 Royal Rumble, and I put it here because overall I didn't mind the Royal Rumble match. It was won by Stone Cold, and this was the Royal Rumble match where we got the 3 appearances by Mick Foley, where we had Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind all make an appearance. That was in the 1998 Royal Rumble match, and so that was kind of cool, and I think that's why I put it at number 25, was because it is, it's the first and only time that that's happened. I personally said it should happen again this year with Bray Wyatt in the men's Royal Rumble match this year. You could have Bray come out as the Eater of Worlds, the Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt, and The Fiend, and see what happens there. I doubt they'll do it, but that was my idea for this year. So I really like that one, and just not as much as some of the other ones. Number 24, I have the 2009 Royal Rumble match. Other than them setting up the storyline between Randy Orton and Triple H, it wasn't a bad match. Legacy was Randy Orton's group with Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, and they basically helped him win. It came down to the 3 members of Legacy and Triple H, and Randy Orton ended up winning the match. Overall, it wasn't bad. They had a lot of big names in it. Rey Mysterio, John Morrison, The Miz, Mark Henry was in it, Undertaker, Finlay, so a lot of good superstars in it. And of course, it was the year the record was set for the shortest time ever to be in a Royal Rumble match, which was 1.9 seconds or something like that, with Santino Marella when he got eliminated by Kane as soon as he entered the ring. So that was really fun to watch, and I don't mind rewatching the 2009 Royal Rumble sometimes. Number 23 is the 1994 Royal Rumble match. Again, wasn't a bad match, but the reason I put it here and not, closer to 34 was because there were two winners. It was the first and only time that we've had two winners of the Royal Rumble match with Bret Hart and Lex Luger, where Hart would go on to win the title at Mania in a triple threat match. But it was overall kind of, it wasn't bad. There was a lot of bigger stars in it, so a lot of people stayed in longer, which was what I liked. You had Diesel, Crush, Bam Bam Bigelow, who were all big, back then. So the ring started to fill up, which I really liked. And I put it at 23 because of the two winners. I didn't mind it. I just had to put these other ones farther down, closer to 1. And number 22 is the 1996 Royal Rumble. It's the second one won by Shawn Michaels, back to back, won by Shawn Michaels. It wasn't a bad match. It came down to Shawn and Diesel, who at the time were best friends. And I didn't mind it. I just, compared to some of these other ones, I had to rank it there. Number 21 is the 2016 Royal Rumble match, and I put it at number 21 because it was for the championship. I didn't enjoy it as much. Overall, it wasn't bad, I guess, but Triple H won the title. That was his second Rumble, and he won the title again, just to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania after Roman was champion and lost it in the match to Triple H. It came down to Triple H and Dean Ambrose. Everybody was hoping Dean would win. He didn't. Triple H won just to set up the match at Mania. So, that part was kind of predictable and boring, and, Roman got beat up throughout the whole match and everything else, so it wasn't bad. So, at number 20, I have the 2002 Royal Rumble, which was the first one won by Triple H. It was a pretty good match. The final four were Stone Cold, Mr. Perfect, Triple H, and Kurt Angle, which wasn't bad. The ending was great. You had Kane, Booker T was in it, RVD, Undertaker at one point. So it wasn't a bad match overall. It's just I like the other ones a lot better. So I'm not gonna really diss on the 2002 Royal Rumble match because I didn't mind it. I really liked it. I just had to rank these ones lower. Number 19, I have the 1988 Royal Rumble. I ranked it here because it was the first Royal Rumble match, and it was 20 men. It wasn't too bad for it being the first one, and the problem was that they didn't get anything from it. Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the match, but nothing happened. At this point, there were no championship matches at WrestleMania. You didn't really get anything from winning the Rumble. It was just kind of a fun match. But it wasn't bad for it being the first one, but because it is the first one, I put it at number 19. Number 18 is the 2012 Royal Rumble match won by Sheamus. Again, not too bad. I would have preferred it be Chris Jericho that had won the match instead of Sheamus, because it came down to Chris Jericho and Sheamus, but they fought for an extra 10 to 15 minutes after the everybody else was already gone, so that was really good. It's just, it wasn't my favorite, but it did have Michael Cole in it, so that's a plus. Number 17 is the 1995 Royal Rumble match. It's the one that Shawn Michaels won. The first one he won, and the only one that he won from number 1. He was the first person to win from number 1, and it was every 60 seconds, so it was fast-paced Royal Rumble. There's a lot of newer stars in it, a lot of people we haven't seen yet, and it was really good, and I enjoyed that fast-paced Rumble match because there wasn't a lot of standing around. There was, for most of the time, there was a few people in the ring, and then, they'd get eliminated and it'd be down to British Bulldog and Shawn again. And this is obviously, if you're a fan of the Rumble, this is the one where he holds onto the ropes. Only one of his feet hits the floor. Bulldog thinks he won, and he gets eliminated by Shawn. And Shawn ends up winning the Royal Rumble match. It was a pretty fun and really fast-paced Royal Rumble, and so I didn't mind it. But it's at 17 because of the other ones on here. Number 16, I have the 2005 Royal Rumble match. It was won by Batista. And again, I like that it had a lot of build, and it had a lot of newer people in it that you know, I know I said before, like, random people I don't like having in it. Like, if you're going to have, Enzo Amore in a Royal Rumble match, it's like nobody's going to care, right? But if you have these newer superstars that have been doing a lot, just haven't really been in a big match yet, it's different versus having cruiserweights or whatever in the match. So I really didn't mind the 2005 Royal Rumble match. It was the first one won by Batista, and so I put it at number 16. Number 15 is the 1992 Royal Rumble match. It is the first one where the WWE Championship was on the line. It's only happened twice in Rumble history, and it was won by Ric Flair from number 3. That was the first time that somebody between the numbers 1 and 10 had won the Royal Rumble match. And it was pretty entertaining to see all the people trying to win the title. They had a lot of big names in this match. Jake the Snake, British Bulldog, Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect. So there was a lot of big build to this, and Sergeant Slaughter, there were former champions. Hogan was in it, Sid was in it, and a lot of future champions that hadn't yet won the title. So it wasn't a bad Royal Rumble match. Number 14, I have the 1997 Royal Rumble match. I put this here because this is the first one Stone Cold Steve Austin won. He won from number 5. And again, there was a lot of standing around waiting for certain people, but once everybody, like the bigger names, started getting in the ring, it was a lot of build, and everybody was aiming for Stone Cold, or, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold. We got to see a lot in the match, and so that was kind of cool. So overall, I didn't mind the 1997 Royal Rumble, and of course, it is the year I was born, so obviously I didn't watch it that year, but when I rewatched it, that's probably why I like it more than some of the other ones. Next, number 13 is the 1989 Royal Rumble. It is the second one, obviously. It was won by Big John Studd, and it wasn't a bad Royal Rumble match. I had fun with it. I had fun watching it. Big John Studd won from number 27. Again, still didn't get anything yet, but it was to prove a point, I guess, and I really didn't mind the Royal Rumble match. It came down to him and Ted DiBiase, and DiBiase tried to buy him off, like the classic Ted DiBiase move, and it didn't work, so he got eliminated at the end, but I didn't mind the 1989 Royal Rumble match. Number 12, I have the greatest Royal Rumble match, which took place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. It was the largest Royal Rumble match with 50 men. I put it at number 12 because of that, because it was the largest Royal Rumble match. I personally think they should keep doing at least 40 people in the Rumble instead of 50 with everybody they have now, and you could get a lot of bigger stars in it. A lot of people that aren't being used as much that should be used more, you could get them to be in the Royal Rumble and see, and test them a lot in these matches. I didn't mind the Royal Rumble that Braun won. It wasn't really for anything. They had a greatest Royal Rumble championship, which they didn't do anything with. And they basically just had it there because I think it was the first show in Saudi Arabia, so they gave them a Royal Rumble match. A lot of random superstars, but also a lot of legends came back. Mark Henry was in it. Rey Mysterio returned again. Hornswoggle made an appearance in it, so it was really fun. And Daniel Bryan now holds the record for the longest time in a Royal Rumble match because of this, at an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. And of course, I said Braun won the Royal Rumble match. So it wasn't a bad Royal Rumble match, and I like the idea of having 50 people in a Royal Rumble match. Number 11, I have the 2008 Royal Rumble match, the first time John Cena won, and the second year in a row that number 30 had won the Royal Rumble match. It took place in Madison Square Garden. It started off with Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels and ended with Cena versus Triple H, which obviously set up Cena and Triple H at Mania. But overall, it wasn't a bad match. There weren't a lot of random people in it. You had the tag team champions Miz and Morrison. You had the World Tag Team Champions in Hardcore Holly and Cody Rhodes. You had people like Mark Henry, Kane, Great Khali was in it. I said Undertaker and Shawn. So there was a lot of bigger stars that were big at that point in the match. So I didn't mind the 2008 Royal Rumble match. Number 10, I put the 2004 Royal Rumble match. It was won by Chris Benoit from number 1. It had a lot of good moments where everybody, the final 6, 5 of them, one of them was the Big Show, and the other 5 had to try and team up to eliminate the Big Show, because at that point it was like, oh, he's the Big Show, he's such a big star to get out, and so he's going to be hard to eliminate. So everybody was teaming up on him, and Big Show just knocked them off one by one until Chris Benoit was able to do what everybody thought was impossible and eliminate the Big Show to win the Royal Rumble match. I didn't mind it. I know a lot of people don't like it because Benoit won, but I'm not going to use that to rank this any lower on the list. It was a good match, and that's the reason it's at number 10. Number 9, I have the 2001 Royal Rumble match. There was a lot of hardcore action going on. They were using weapons. It was really entertaining, really fun. It was the first time we'd actually seen people use weapons in a Royal Rumble match. And of course, this was the year Kane got his eliminations at 11 eliminations in a single Rumble match, which was the record until Roman in 2015 when he eliminated 12, or 2014, sorry, when he eliminated 12 people to get the record, and then beaten by Strowman and now Lesnar in the Greatest Royal Rumble and the 2020 Rumble. But it was fun to see Kane just having fun, eliminate. Like, you don't see Kane in hardcore scenarios all the time, and so that was really fun to see. And Drew Carey made an appearance in the Rumble match, and it came down to Stone Cold and Kane, and it was won by Stone Cold, but Kane would have been a great win for that Royal Rumble match. But overall, I didn't mind the match. Next, at number 8, is the 2010 Royal Rumble match. The biggest moment was when Edge came back and won the Rumble from number 29, which, spoiler alert, he will be in this year's Royal Rumble match. If you have not watched Raw from this past Monday, Edge announced that he will be in the 2021 Royal Rumble match, so who knows, maybe he'll win 11 years after he won the last one. But Beth Phoenix was also in the match, so that was kind of cool that husband and wife were in the same match. They obviously entered at different spots, so they didn't have to worry about fighting each other, but I think it would have been more entertaining if Beth and Edge had been the final two in the Royal Rumble match, because they are husband and wife. But Edge returned, won the thing from number 29. The final 4 were Edge, Batista, Cena, and Shawn Michaels. And the whole premise of the match was that Shawn was trying to get another shot at The Undertaker at WrestleMania because he had lost the previous year, and Undertaker was world champion, so Shawn wanted to win the Rumble and obviously didn't. So they were building that up the whole time, which I didn't mind that storyline because they didn't focus on it. They still had other people, and Punk was doing his straight edge society stuff at this point. So there was a lot of different storylines going on at one point, and I really enjoyed that. So that's why I like the 2010 Royal Rumble match. At number 7, I put the 2003 Royal Rumble match. It was the first one the only one won by Brock Lesnar. And Overall, I didn't mind it. It came down to Batista, Kane, Lesnar, and Undertaker, I believe, and that they fought back and forth. I mean, it was pretty good. And overall, the match itself wasn't bad, but nobody would have expected Lesnar to come out in his Rumble debut and win the thing. So it was kind of a shock. Like the first time I watched it, I wasn't expecting Lesnar to win the match, but he did. At number 6, I put the 1993 Royal Rumble because it did have a lot of big stars in it, but also it was the first year that the winner got the title shot at WrestleMania, and that's why I put it at number 6, because that is an important factor when looking at the Royal Rumbles. Like, what do you get out of winning it? And 92 was for the title. 93 they got a title shot at Mania. Yokozuna won the thing and fought Bret Hart at Mania for the title, where he would claim his first WWE Championship. I didn't mind the Royal Rumble match. I didn't mind the people in it. There wasn't a lot of standing around, so it was a pretty good match. But these final 5, I liked a little bit more than this one. Number 5 is the 2006 Royal Rumble. It had a lot of meaning behind it. Ray was fighting for Eddie Guerrero, who had passed away in 2005 at some point, I believe. And this was the next, main pay-per-view after that. And Ray obviously did win the Rumble, and he held the record for the longest time in a Royal Rumble match at 62 minutes and 12 seconds. And, that was until the Greatest Royal Rumble, at least. And you could just see, like, the different, emotions and the way they set it up and all the people that were in it, and it wasn't a bad match at all. I really enjoyed the 2006 Royal Rumble. Number 4, I have the 2014 Royal Rumble match. The show itself, the entire pay-per-view, there were 4 matches, including the Royal Rumble match. And the entire show was crap. I was there, and I think that's why I ranked it at number 4, was because I was there. I didn't mind the match itself. I just wish Batista hadn't won the Royal Rumble. But the overall show was just trash. But the Royal Rumble match itself, I wish somebody else could have won the Royal Rumble instead of having Batista win again, just to set up a triple threat match at Mania that he didn't win the title in anyways. So it was kind of pointless. You could have had somebody else win. You could have had Daniel Bryan be in it. You could have had Big E win the thing because he was in it as Intercontinental Champion. Seth, Dean, Roman, any one of them could have won. They were in it. Punk could have won the thing. It was overall it wasn't bad, and Roman got his 12 eliminations in this one, so it wasn't a bad idea. But I just don't like the fact that Batista won the thing again. Number 3, I put the 2007 Royal Rumble match. It was the first one I actually watched, after I had started watching wrestling, because we had started watching wrestling like midway through 2006 or something, and this was the first Royal Rumble match that I actually watched on pay-per-view. And so it was a really entertaining, and this is what really got me into a Royal Rumble. I think was that into Royal Rumbles was that this was the first one I watched, and I was like, wow, this is a unique concept for a match. And then I was like, I wonder if there's been any other ones, and I went back and watched all the other ones, and so I put it there. Undertaker won from number 30. Overall, it wasn't bad. They had a lot of good build-up for other storylines, so that's why it's at number 3. Number 2, I have the 2011 Royal Rumble match won by Alberto Del Rio, and up until the Greatest Royal Rumble, it was the largest Royal Rumble match. Now, there was a lot of standing around in this one, but between the points at which the Nexus was standing around eliminating everybody, so before that point and after that point was really good. I just didn't like the standing around in between, but I didn't think it was a bad match by any means, and a lot of bigger stars got to be in it because they had a lot more people, so I didn't mind the 2011 Royal Rumble. And at number 1, if you were keeping track, of all the other ones I said, you'll know that it is the 1990 Royal Rumble match. I had so much fun watching this Royal Rumble. Every time I watch it, I have so much fun. I don't know why. It's just, I think it's the fact that they had a lot of big stars in it. You know, Andre the Giant, Bret Hart, Jake the Snake, Axe and Smash from Demolition. Obviously, they didn't get anything from it, but, you know, Hogan won. It was the first one Hogan had won. And I really enjoy this. I don't know why I like it so much. I really don't. I have so much fun with the 1990 Royal Rumble. So there you go, guys. That was my ranking of the 34 Royal Rumble matches that have taken place so far. If you plan on watching any of these, or want to know which ones you should start with if you haven't seen a Royal Rumble match yet, definitely watch at least the 1990 Royal Rumble. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely stay tuned for what else we have going on this channel. And if you didn't check out our Royal Rumble trivia that we did last week, go watch that video, because that was a lot of fun, where I quizzed Steven, Todd, and our dad on Royal Rumbles to set up for the Royal Rumble match this coming Sunday. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Subscribe.